Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Green White Checkered TV. Tonight we've got the Area 51 Superspeedway Truck Series here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway. Qualifying just kicking off here. Drivers getting their qualifying laps on in. And so, say, of course, that critical 5 minutes to see if these drivers, where they want to start themselves on the field here tonight, if they want to be up front, if they want to kind of cruise a little bit towards the back. Say they got it all to play for here. So as always, 75 laps is the race distance. Say right now it looks like 68 degrees track temperature, 65 ambient. So it should be nice and grippy for these guys this evening. And I'll say all importantly for them, they've got that extra width in the track this evening. So I'll say it's going to let these guys have a little bit more fun with one another, get a little bit more space to work with. And so it's going to be race number 2 of the 4-race playoff, with right now Sebastian Marin with an 8-point lead over Gabe Butler. And you got Eric Laurie, Dean Wilkinson tied for third there, 13 out. And then 15 out is Todd Siebels. Vicente Guerrero 17, and then 18 and 27 back for Robert Rock and Maxwell Caldwell. It's unfortunate not having the results they were looking for in race number 1. So Matt, well, I guess first we got to kick things off with happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I'll say we got some St. Patrick's Day paint schemes as well here tonight. Say one of those being Gabe Butler in that number 1 truck. Always got Guinness on the side, and say I told him I was going to grab him in here pre-race, so you can see he's kind of added some green to the truck there as well. He mentioned to me as well, Bud Steele's got some green on that truck as well as the 37 machine. Not sure if he's on track at the moment or not, of Keith Horner. But these guys, I'll say it's really cool seeing kind of what these guys can do and just use little things to say getting the chance of having a race on St. Patrick's Day to be able to do things like that. So it's really cool to see these guys have a lot of fun with what they do. It's a lot of fun for that. But first they got to put that focus onto the race itself here in just a little bit.
Yeah, you got to put your game face on. I talked to a few of the drivers just before I walked in here with you. Some will have a few brewskis, but, me, no, I can't do that. I got to work. Unfortunately, after work, I still can't do it. But my job's really important. I like to keep my job, but I'll do it over the weekend. I've been watching a lot of March Madness. It's been pretty real on it.
That's true. Yeah, it's basketball time too.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if you follow college basketball at all or not. So,
yeah, definitely do. I'll say definitely some bias. I'll say with my team, my university I went to with Arizona, so definitely be rooting them on tomorrow and the rest of the way. So
they're the favorites actually.
And we'll see. I'm always that kind of the pessimist, if you will. Try not to jinx the teams and such. So I hope they do well, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. However, let's go ahead and do what we talked about there. We're going to pull in that number 1 of Gabe Butler. He's got his qualifying laps on in. So, Gabe, I threatened you with it. We're going to go ahead and follow through with it here tonight. So first off, happy St. Patrick's Day to you. And you are P2 in the points after that first race, 8 off the lead of Sebastian Marin. Hopefully tonight after the race you'll be able to celebrate a little extra with a good result, maybe close that points gap up as well. But maybe it's just. I talked to you a little bit. I say you can kind of give us a little bit more insight about you and say maybe for you what St. Patrick's Day does mean to you on your end.
Well, it's a big deal. Being Irish and born and raised in Ireland, it's our kind of 4th of July, if you want to say it, with a little bit more alcohol, if you want to put it that way. So I've definitely enjoyed myself today. Enjoying my heritage over here in the United States, and probably enjoyed it a little bit too much today.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that there, buddy. You celebrate your heritage. Beer day. I love the green. Unfortunately, I can't drink today, but part of my job. I really don't want to lose my job. But other than that, Gabe, I wish you the best of luck. I like your chances here today. So you'll be one of the drivers I will be eyeing on the entire race.
Well, thank you, and hope it's a good race. Hope I don't screw up and mess anybody up, and hopefully I'll be there at the end.
All right, man. Yeah, good luck, Gabe. So I definitely enjoyed this one here tonight. Looking forward to seeing what you can do this evening. So have fun, man.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right,
You
so
did do that.
I did. Yeah, he's like Gabe's a good sport. I say he's always fun
Yes, he
to
is.
chat with. So I'll say that was that number 1 truck. So we got to talk about our grid here tonight, though. It's going to be Sebastian Marin, however, on pole by just over 100th of a second over Gabe Butler, who we just chatted with. And you got Brian Wang there in third. Gary Slipinski, Eric Laurie, our top 5. And then Patrick Groover, Bud Steele, J.D. Crow, Seth Groover, Dean Wilkinson, Robert DuPont, and B.K. Anderson, our top 12. Continuing on through the field here, Al Cena, David Overstreet, Jim Brooks, Michael Spell, Justin Holland, William George, Aaron Weisner, Brandon Briggs, William McKellar, Maxwell Caldwell, TJ Allen, Donald Stewart in 24th. And then you got Robert Rock, Keith Horner, Jay Hilliard, Andrew Schroeder, Bob Fitzgerald, Jason Adams, Todd Siebels, John Day, Randy Miner, Joe Delavecchia, and Noel Coers will be our 35 drivers this evening. And what stands out to me here, Matt, is there's, again, some new names, some new faces in the field here tonight. So
I see a couple.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see if that comes into play here this evening. The other thing to look for is on the ticker. So I was able to get some nice updates done. Again, got to give a big shout out to people that are able to kind of just volunteer their time, help me out, and make these little improvements over the course of stuff. So big thank you to... So I got a brain freeze right now on my assistant, one of our Super Speedway playoff drivers on the Sunday series, which is, oh man, I'm gonna have to go pull that up here. So give me one moment because I feel bad now about this. This is embarrassing.
Oh my goodness, Gael. You never seem to amaze me, my friend. Would it be happen to be a 26 car?
Of a Peter DeBorgia? Yes, indeed,
Yes.
it would. Yeah, so big thank you to Peter. He's really helping me out. So you'll see the green names. Should be 8 of them if all is working correctly. If not, if there's a few missing, that's definitely some user error on my end. So, but yeah, so it's gonna be fun here though tonight. Like I said, Matt, these guys. I mean, I think Talladega of the 2 tracks, definitely. I think these guys put on a much better show. Are able to just kind of do what they do best with that second and third lanes over here compared to Daytona with that kind of, it's a little tighter to pull that third lane off. So it's going to be fun to see what these guys have for us tonight.
Actually, I'm going to point out some of these new drivers that we got here today. Yeah, we got a Justin Holland. He starts 17th today. Nice little American paint scheme there. We got John Day. And the 69, he starts 32nd.
I say we'll have to go through some of these paint schemes because I'm pretty sure at the start of the grid I saw a King of the Hill paint scheme as well.
Did
and
you
so
really?
I'm gonna have to, I think it's up on the outside lane. It might be David Overstreet. So I got to fix his truck number. Yeah, it is indeed David Overstreet, King of the Hill. It shows him in the 069. Actually, the car or truck number is 60 or 46. So we'll get that squared away for next week. But that being said, though, Matt. So we're handing it over to our lead pack here. So again, initial start here on green. From then on, restarts controlled by the leader. So Sebastian Marin have to make that long trek through the tri-oval here before we kick things off. So as always, 75 laps our race distance this evening, as it's going to be Sebastian Marin and Gabe Butler leading the field to green. All right, green flag is out, and we are underway here, Matt. 75 laps, the scheduled race distance. Green White Checkered, as always, could throw a big wrench into things here tonight. But as you can see, we talk about that ticker right off the bat here. We've got 3 to 4 drivers of the playoffs in that top 10 at the moment. However, right now leading the way, though, Sebastian Marin over Brian Wang on the inside. However, Gabe Butler's got a good push from Gary Slipinski on that outside line. So we'll see who can get to the start-finish line here first, try to get that all-crucial bonus point. Of course, got to mention, though, first Sebastian Marin getting the pole position, 1 bonus point right off the bat in the pocket of that number 23.
Oh, yeah. He's going to take every point. It's pretty critical right now. We're still early in the playoffs, but you probably want to build that points as much as you can in case something happens further down the road. You need a little buffer. Yeah,
exactly right. It actually looks like 33 trucks taking grid. Looks like, unfortunately, no Joe Delavecchia or Noel Coers.
It's like Gabe Butler laid that lap.
That was tight. They were right on top of each other at the line, so I honestly couldn't even tell who had it that time around. So what we do have, you can see the Groover brothers, though, they've lined up here on the outside line, the 01 and the 02. And saying they've kind of changed, they kind of bounce around with their paint schemes. We've seen the Mario and the Yoshi paint schemes. I say it looks like they've got some team colors now going on, with still sticking with that the red and the blue here. I say with that GHR sponsorship, or I guess logo you should even say, of Groover House Racing. So pretty fun to see what these guys are able to, again, just come up with names and team affiliations and things like that. So really cool, and let's say it's gonna be fun to see what these guys have in store.
Meanwhile, we almost had a little incident on the track about a lap ago with Brandon Briggs there. It looks like he was trying to fall to the back, and just a little bit, just hanging in there, just buying his time.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna get through unscathed, but yeah, it's always a nervous time there. We got to really actually look at that paint scheme at the back there. I think that's John Day. And man, that is a colorful paint scheme on that truck as well. So I was saying, it looks like, I believe that's going to be one of those from one of our own racers of, I think that might be TJ Allen's paint schemes, if I'm not mistaken.
TJ George.
So pretty cool these guys have available, and the talents they have. So up front though here, Matt, these guys staying pretty calm, cool, and collected. Still 2x2 up front here. So pretty much these guys all up front, right around where they qualified in the race. I think the only real change in the top 10 is, I think, Seth Groover trying to get up to that top side and be able to tag on to his brother. Otherwise everybody's about either staying still from where they started, or about maybe +1 position. The only driver that's really made a charge thus far in the top 20 is the number 37. No surprise if Keith Horner able to jump his way further forward there in that Jameson paint scheme. So again, pretty fun to see these guys, what they can do. And I was saying, I'm getting some great info as well here from mom of the Groover brothers here tonight, Matt. And I say it's actually brother's birthday, so it's Tate Groover's birthday. So I'll say, so we'll have to see
Happy birthday, Tate.
Yeah, definitely happy birthday, and hopefully our brothers will be able to put it in victory lane here for you tonight, and and hopefully better than that though, they can get you a real present instead of a race win.
I probably has to ask Mom a question. Is he a racer too?
I said that'd be the next. Yeah, I say he's got to get himself behind the wheel. I'll say that being said, that depending on how old he is, I'll say Mom might be like, sim racing's not the cheapest thing to do as a hobby, so she might be trying to get him to hold off until he can start buying his own equipment.
Yeah, it's a fun hobby, but
it is. Well, I mean, it's like any hobby. It's like you get into it enough, and you look at your bank account and like, uh-oh, what did I just do?
Well, I just got my bonus like 2 days ago.
Yeah, so that's the perks. So you find little things that you can get some money to go towards various things. So, but right now though, I was saying actually here's one as well here. Michael Spell in the 88, just right now, just around the top 15 there. Let's say we talked about racing in general. Say it's Formula One time again here, Matt, for those that might be interested in the F1 racing. Saying he's got some Petronas sponsorship on that. The only thing it needs to be is turn that Chevy into a Mercedes if he gets the opportunity, and he'd be spot on with that 88 truck. So pretty fun to see what these guys got in store here tonight.
I gotta check that paint scheme out. Yeah, he does a little bit of Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, new teammate this season. I say no more Valtteri Bottas in that 77. So we'll see how the new team duo goes over there.
Yeah, he's well deserved of having that ride. Bottas did have a couple of poles, but I guess decided to leave. That's on his own.
Yeah, I think he's over at Alpha now. But so it's like, so that's the thing is, I mean, with racing, it can be stock cars, it can be obviously F1, Indy cars back up and running as well. Some pretty fun announcement as well for those that maybe don't follow is, sounds like, actually, as I said, the Groover brothers decided, you know what, 2x2, we've had enough fun, let's jump third lane here. So they're going to get that third lane going there in that 01 and the 02 truck. But NASCAR going to be at Le Mans next year. Rick Hendrick announcing that they're going to get a modified next-gen car over there for the, I forgot the name of it now, the special garage, they call it. So you'll see some more racing over there with those guys. So pretty cool to see. As right now, that third, and what's interesting here, Matt, the Groover brothers, they went to the third lane. They brought pretty much everybody with them. You see the 5, the 55, the 32, the 9. That's allowed Michael Spell just to kind of fill the middle here and gain a whole bunch of spots.
Yeah, I was going to say he picked up like a bunch of spots there. That's going to help him tremendously if that third line fails.
Yeah, so yeah, if that, of course, with those two on the outside line, the 0 and the 02, you expect that to kind of keep propelled forward. But you see now, I mean, we got 3 lanes here, looks like about 5 or so rows deep at the moment. And so I think some of these other drivers a little further back decided, yeah, let's go ahead and roll out of it. So basically right now, a little bit of a bobble there entering 3. But right now, yeah, you've got pretty much the top 20, Matt, running 3x3. Right now, Jim Brooks towards the back of that 3x3 pack, and then you can see, I think Maxwell Caldwell, Aaron Weisner here. They're saying, yeah, we'll roll back a little bit. And actually, you mentioned a little bit of a bobble earlier on. I was just looking at the driver's side door of that 94 truck. Actually, it looks like both sides possibly. A little bit of scuffs on that 94 truck, so maybe some contact there at some point with that 94 of Maxwell Caldwell, one of our playoff contenders.
Interesting.
So it looks like he's had some side-to-side contact somewhere in this race early on. Again, the big question on there is the bonus points. As long as he's able to stay with the 0 incident points, you'll still get those bonus points for an incident-free race. But say if he's got incident point, got the 6 truck up top there, just kissed the wall there. Actually, it's not the 6, but Steele. That's another 6 truck up top there. I think that might be not William George. It's kind of the same. I think it's TJ Allen there. Yeah, just kissed the wall there. He's dropping back a little bit here. So say unfortunately a little bit of a some number confusion there with again paint scheme versus what they're showing up on the server. So but right now though we stay 3x3 multiple rows deep here, Matt.
Yeah, I did a little investigation. If you look in the back of Aaron Weiser's, one of our new guys too. I'm guessing Maxwell didn't expect to check up there and damage his front end.
Yeah, so look at the back of the 22 truck. Looks all right there. And yeah, Maxwell's truck doesn't look too bad from the front. So I'll try to get a closer look at it. Yeah, no, you're right. It is a little bit punched in there. So yeah, so Maxwell's some pretty decent damage all around their front side. So not the start he was looking for in that 94.
Yeah, he's lost his bonus points for a clean race too.
Oh yeah, that's the thing is if you have hard enough car-to-car contact, that'll get you that 4 incident points. So I mean that it does 2 things, man. I say, of course, it's frustrating you lose those bonus points, but at the same time too, it kind of puts you in a point where it's like, well, all right, that happened. So at this point, I've got really nothing to lose. I can just go after it here. But what I am noticing though, Matt, is the field's starting to break up. Right now, you got Jay Hilliard, kind of the last truck in this main pack. I'm not sure if something happened or not, but I mean, look at back here. You got David Overstreet. He's over a second back now, almost 2 seconds back now. And then even further back, these guys really broke apart here. Not sure if there's a close contact or something that we missed, maybe an accordion effect. But I mean, look at this group on back. A lot of the TW Motorsport drivers, they've dropped a fair bit back here. I mean, so we've got 2 solid packs right now, unfortunately. So this could be a tough position for some of these guys. Including some of our playoff drivers, including Robert Rock, Todd Siebels, and I believe I think it's maybe just the 2 of them. But so yeah, so dangerous spot here early on for these guys to have to try to recover from.
Yeah, I got a different perspective. What you said on Maxwell Caldwell. Once you get that little damage there, I would be careful for the rest of the race. You don't want to get any further damage, possibly. Further down the road, you do have to take that fast repair just in case. But I would be more on the conservative side. But as you talked about the TW boys there running in the back, that's been sort of been their motto for the past couple of races I've been watching. They would fall back 3-4 seconds of the big group. Really just don't want to be involved in being too cautious. But sometimes being too cautious will hurt you, and you're looking how far back they are right now. They are a total of maybe about 5 seconds back of the leader right now.
Yeah, they're about 5 seconds off that last cover lead pack, and last time by they were about a second slower as well. So that number is going to continue to grow. They've got a solid group. I mean, it goes from 23rd all the way back to about 30 seconds. So, I mean, they got looks like about a 10-car group up here, but. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I mean, it's gonna be tough sledding to get back up there, and unfortunately, also Brandon Briggs. You'd mentioned him as well, Matt, with the close call earlier on. He is way off the back here now, so he's off on his own, over half a lap down at this point in the race in that 00. So, Right now, say we've got basically 22 trucks who are pretty content with where things are at, and then 23rd on back. Mine honestly might be hoping for a yellow to get themselves back into the mix here. So again, still a lot of racing to go as we got a lot of movement there in that middle lane there. You saw Gary Sapinski drift up just a tiny bit, and Michael Spell did the same, but they get through, and it's going to stay continued on right now.
Yeah, kind of accordion effect, and I see most of these drivers backed off a little bit, and they really don't want to cause an incident this early in the race, and you really don't want that. Put yourself in a hole early, and it'd be hard to get out of. Right now we are 3 wide, looks like 5 rows deep right now, but those guys are just not giving up on the outside. Those groove riders are determined to make that third line work.
Yeah, so it's Brian Wang that actually went from top to middle there. Now he's got a great push from Gary Sapinski, I believe, led that last lap there. And so he might even have an opportunity to drop to the inside of that one truck should he choose to. So we'll keep an eye on that 25. And we talk about actual legal rules, Matt, like no texting, driving, things like that. It's both the 25 and the 78 clear that inside lane. I got an update from Brandon Briggs. Contact the Groovers.
Contact.
Big wreck here coming up in through 3 and 4. And we'll have to go back and see what exactly happened. It included Dean Wilkinson there, one of our playoff contenders. I think Maxwell Caldwell actually may have been able to get on the brakes there and get away from that himself. But yeah, it's going to be some numerous drivers here getting caught up, and as the rest of the field starting to catch up to it there. But yeah, and say Dean actually having to take a tow here, but we'll go back and we'll take one more look.
That was a bad bump by Michael Spell. He got in a left quarter. I think it was Patrick. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I said we're already too far back, so let's go a little further there. Oh yeah. Oh, I see what you're talking about, Matt. So yes, we'll slow it down here, get another look at it. I say actually we'll try to jump here. Let's try to get a better angle of everything. So you can see Michael Spell there in the 88. Actually, we can hop on the roof here, and yeah, you see right there. Yeah, and actually, oddly enough, you can see the push here right in the center of that 01 truck, and unfortunately, that wasn't what happened. And then at that point, the 01's trying to get it gathered back up, and when he does, he has to kind of chase it back across the nose of the 88. And then from there, you see there's the back. Everybody's already reacting to it, and everybody's getting caught up in it. So. Unfortunately, numerous trucks involved here. See the 02 kind of, I think with him trying to react to it, he gets caught up in that one as well. And then, again, it's going to be one of those ones of more of who maybe didn't get involved than did. As we're watching right now, Jay Hillier trying to peek his way through that incident. So, tough break for a lot of drivers here. You see the 37 truck, fair amount of damage to him. Looks like Jim Brooks maybe gets through unscathed here as well. But then we talked about the TW drivers. They're able to get through here without any drama. So able to be far enough in the back, it looks like they should be able to kind of just pick their way carefully through. As right now, Matt, we're going back live because we've got the whole field here hitting pit road, getting service done to their trucks. Might be a kind of a strategies of maybe fuel only, 2 tires, 4 tires. We'll have to see some damage repairs for a bunch of them, I'm sure, as well. So right now, looks like Gabe's going to win that race off of pit road. Although I don't know if he actually hit his pit stall, Matt, so he might be having to come back around in that one truck to come back in the second time by. As I was about to say before that caution happened, though, was I was getting some updates from that 00 of Brandon Briggs. Again, I was kind of joking about not texting and driving, and because we had mentioned him falling off the pack and got a response from him on YouTube saying going for 0x. So maybe don't text an iRace as well. It may not be the best combo, Brandon. But so at least we know the strategy now from that 00 here, trying to get that incident-free race here. And then drivers with some lengthy pit stops though, Matt. Andrew Schroeder about a 30-second pit stop. Maxwell Caldwell's in there for about 40 seconds. You talked about that damage he had, getting repairs done. TJ Allen as well. So yeah, drivers taking opportunities to get those damages fixed on their machines.
Yeah, some of these other guys elect not to take the fast spare. I think one of them was, I think it was 94 Maxwell Caldwell. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good. So we got more updates here. Actually, it's not Brandon doing the updates; it's his girlfriend doing updates for him. So pretty fun to see us. We've got mom of the Groover brothers. We've got Brandon Briggs' girlfriend chiming in with us and giving us updates as well. Over the Indy side, we usually have been able to get Eric Schaus's wife able to jump in here, and yeah, here comes Gabe Butler. Indeed, going to hit pit road. I don't think he actually hit his pit stall or was able to get that car fueled or truck fueled. So not a big issue there. Still lots of time left in this thing.
Oh yeah, you got plenty of time. But I knew from Gabe, I'm really jealous that he got the Hunkinsville pedals. Those are very expensive.
Yeah, so every so often you can come across a deal, and I think that's what he said. Oh, Overstreet's pit stall again. So maybe doing a little bit too much celebrating pre-race here. Say not normal of Gabe to be overshooting the pit stalls and missing pit stalls and all that. So maybe enjoying St. Patrick's Day a little bit too much too early, but again, I don't think it matters. Let's say it might be like bowling, let's say, where you maybe need a couple drinks to just improve your abilities even a little bit. So no, joking aside, I'm joking aside. Now he's say. I mean,
I will defend that for a second here. I'm a proud over 200 average bowler. Okay, so. If I drink, I do worse, actually. But some guys over in my league where we bowled before, they do better when they drink. I just don't understand it. Maybe it just makes you more focused because you're like drunk and just trying to focus on what you're doing. I think that has something to do with it. But when I'm watching Gabe out there, he's 100% on it. So...
No, I say, yeah, that's all in jest. Obviously, I'm not at all worried about Gabe. I think I'd say, if anything, if that was the case, if he was a little bit off his game, that'd be a bonus for these guys because when he's completely on top of his game, the rest of the field's in trouble. So, and so for your bowling comment, Matt, I'll say for me, it's if I can get triple digits, it's probably a good night for bowling. Say that definitely not my strong suit. So,
come on, I can teach you, but even though we're about 1,500 miles away.
Yeah, we're a bit apart, so we'll see though. So we still got lots of racing to go. So the question mark now, Matt, is that pit window. I believe at this point, 2 stops should be definitely feasible to the end here. We always talk about the fuel range in these trucks. I don't think it changes anything. I think this turns into their first scheduled stop of the race, just under caution instead of under green flag conditions. So. What's going to be here, though, is it opens up the opportunity here. Gary Slapinski, he can go as early or late should he choose to. Again, I suspect he'll be going pretty much to keep that field all bunched together here. As you see, here's the pace car. Wait for that flag to fly, and then they'll get things underway. You can see a lot of single-file trucks here, again, trying to do that top up in the one go as we are back to green here to start lap number 19.
We haven't talked about Al Senna much. He has snuck there in the top 5.
Yeah, Al right there in that 900 gets right behind Gary Slapinski. I believe teammates there, but Michael Spell really didn't do a great job getting through the gears there. He fell back a number of truck lengths there, and that's allowed the outside lane to really propel themselves forward. Here's Eric Laurie, one of our playoff contenders. This is a great opportunity for Eric here. He's able to jump to the inside, pick up that momentum of that 70. Contact the 01 there. I think that's Sebastian Marin. Maybe just, once again, a push gone wrong. I'm not sure, but man, that 01 took a shot there and going to stay running here, but that's some significant right side damage up front. Looks like Eric Laurie will lead that lap, but yeah, not sure what happened there. We'll go back and look.
You are correct there, Gael, as usual.
That was a big shot for that 01 truck. So, right now we're gonna have to. So I'm trying to go back see if I can try to get a better shot of it here.
Oh, bad news! He just blew up.
Oh, make from bad to worse for the 01 here. So we'll go back for Patrick Groover. You can see there's Eric Laurie. We were just talking about him. He gets to the inside. He jumps around. And then from there, this is where the 23 of Sebastian Marin kind of tags on to the back here. And it didn't look anything bad, anything malicious. But you'll see here, once they get hooked on together, that truck just basically got real upset. You can see a little bit of an offset to the right. Oh, actually, right there, Sebastian wiggles just a little bit. Man, that just sends that 01 truck, and then you can see right there, solid side-to-side contact with the wall, unfortunately. And so, yeah, so like I said, motor wound up then popping. He's had to take a tow to the pits, I believe.
Yep.
And so that's, I mean, a caution and a restart, and it hits both of the Groover brothers in one shot.
I truly feel you there, Patrick. I'm sorry. I've been there.
And
it's terrible feeling, but hopefully you get them back on track and get your lap back. I know Mom was cheering you on still.
And so another thing to mention, though, we talked about the penalty points and things like that. That probably puts Sebastian Marin, because usually if you make contact with the car and they either spin or hit the wall or whatever, that may have actually hit Sebastian with the penalty, or not a penalty, but the incident points on that 23 truck. So that may actually knock Sebastian out of the running for the bonus points as well in that 23 truck. So this could be an opportunity for like Gabe or something like that to get some extra points on him.
You are spot on him once again. He does have some incident points.
Yeah, so again, we talked about family. We got cheering on here for BK Anderson's wife watching as well. So right now, BK cruising around right now in 22nd. Again, I think just right now, just basically trying to stay out of the mess right now. Just I think on cruise control right now in that 32 truck, letting these guys stay aggressive here early on. So again, we talked about kind of the family affair of we got mom of the Groover brothers, we've got the girlfriend of Brandon Briggs, we've got the wife of Michelle Anderson. So I believe at least I'm gonna make assumptions there. The wife has that you guys have to
where's Rachel? Where's Rachel at?
Yeah, exactly. So it's really cool though. I say we definitely love the feedback, the commentary, the back and forth. I'd say it's really fun to see. But yeah, what got spoiled in all of that though was the Seth and Patrick's brother Tate though. So I guess he's a personal trainer and 30 years old and the youngest of 4 brothers. So
really.
So I said that. So yeah. So when Tate's helping, when Tate's done helping people, I should say, get in better shape and get healthy and everything. Say maybe he can do some racing himself. But I have a feeling being a personal trainer probably takes a lot of free time. So may not see Tate in the truck here too soon. Okay. So yep. So mom, BK Anderson, it's BK's mom. So we got 2 moms in here tonight. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. So definitely love having you guys on board here. It's a lot of fun to have here. So definitely enjoy it and appreciate you all supporting us here. As right now we're on 24 of 75, Matt, as here comes the field going to catch up to that 01 of Patrick Groover. I believe right now is going to fall to...
Now he's going to be 2 laps down now.
I was going to say, is that 1 down or 2 down? So
he's 2 down right now.
So what this does, though, is I believe Dean Wilkinson would be his competition for that lucky dog position, or is Dean a lap? Yeah, Dean's a lap head. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. So right now for Dean Wilkinson, again, he had to take that tow. So right now you can see he's a fair bit off the pack there with J.D. Crow, it looks like, and then William McKellar, and then one more truck. Can't tell who that is. And I think, Jason Adams, I'm sorry. So right now they're off the back here, just a 4-truck train. So for Dean to say this is kind of for Dean, it's definitely a way to play it safe here, stay off the main pack just in case something happens up front. But right now, though, these guys have kind of toned it down just a tiny bit here, running 2x2. Now, haven't seen a 3rd lane form yet. But of course, at some point, that 3rd lane is going to pop up again.
Meanwhile, back up the front,
Jay Hilliard
has taken the lead.
Yeah, Jay getting a great push from, I believe, again, Seth Groover on the outside line is, again, inside line, short distance, going to start pushing through. But yeah, so we talked about the lead lap or playoff drivers. So we know Sebastian Marin, Eric Rory, Gabe Butler, they've all led a lap so far this evening. So that's a big story for them to get that bonus point out of the way. And so all Sebastian can do now is just try to rack up bonus points. I mean, so he's got the one for the pole position. He's got leading a lap. He could, of course, also go for leading the most laps. So I say, again, just try to negate some of the points losses. So we'll keep an eye on that. Again, some of our other playoff drivers got to keep an eye on them. Maxwell Caldwell right now sitting in 22nd position. Just as I said, as soon as I said, a little contact there between himself and TJ Allen. Moves TJ off down on the apron, but looks like, no, I'm sorry, that was not TJ Allen, that was John Day. I'm sorry. But John's going to grab gear and get going again. However, may lose the draft here. So he's going to probably fall into the clutches of that group behind him. So yeah, so say as soon as I focused on Maxwell, say something happens there. But then we also have Robert Rock, who's right now in the tail on this lead pack as well. And then Todd Siebel's just hanging onto this pack as well. So some of these guys, again, trying to be a little bit cautious, it looks like, early on.
You talk about your usual suspects that we see every week run up front. How about William George up in that 9? We're up there in 7th spot. Having a great run here so far. That and Bob Fitzgerald running in 9th.
Yeah, let's see, there's Bob on the 08 right below. So yeah, so these guys are I was saying, we've seen them up front a lot more often, doing a really good job. As here goes Gabe, he's going to take the opportunity to hop in front of that 01 truck, as they were tight there for just a moment. So now you got the 1 and the 01.
Oh, contact. Gabe Butler got into it.
Big hit there for Gabe, but also able to hold it straight. Oh, we got contact behind him, though, with Maxwell Caldwell. I think that was Aaron Weisner that got sent around, and might be able to see, he says, because the field coming around here as he's off the track racing surface. It looks like iRacing's going to keep it green. Oh, man, that's a tough break, though. Saying, again, playoff implications here for now Gabe Butler. It's just, I mean, it's going pretty wild here so far tonight here, Matt. So we'll go back. We'll try to take a look at this once more. So I'll pick up the 1 truck. He's going to see the 01 and have an opportunity here. He's going to hop up top there. And we'll try to take a look to see if those net code, if those contact, as they were looking from the chopper view here. And
yeah, he came down right on the
yeah, it was a little
William
bit of
there.
Yeah, a little bit of both there, and then just unfortunately, I said there was a little bit of tiny net code as well that kind of hurt that as well. So yeah, it looks like as a whole, Gabe gets by far the worst of it. And then unfortunately with Maxwell trying to get back on track there, he popped up and 22 took a big shot to the inside wall. So that was where he got his incident as well. So we'll jump back live here though, because we do stay under green. But yeah, Gabe looks like he's going to have to make an unscheduled pit stop, hit pit road here in that 1 machine. And it's also really broken up this field right now, Matt. We've now got 14 trucks in this lead pack. And then Maxwell Caldwell leading the 2nd pack with Brian Wang. Then you got BK Anderson, Donald Stewart. Then you got to go another 2 seconds back here to pick up TJ Allen with Robert Rock, Randy Miner, Bud Steele and Company. So yeah, it's basically this field's been broken up in about 3 to 4 packs really. So yeah, kind of an odd situation here, and unfortunately a tough break for a lot of drivers. As looks like the 1 truck just now going to roll out of pit lane. Had to use that faster pair, but yeah, that's going to be a big hit for him here.
The groupers have found each other once again, and they're working at 3rd lane up top. But let's talk about our new guy there, Justin Holland, running up there in 8th spot.
Yeah, that number 4 truck here.
Yep. He's having a great run here. Great debut. You want to make a statement early.
Yeah, that's a good way to kick things off as well. So, yeah, it's definitely been a back and forth one here so far tonight. And so what I see here, though, Matt, is some strategy here. You've got the 01 in front of the 02, and this is a good opportunity for that 02 here to push his brother. Because, again, if he can get him in front of this lead pack, that would actually push Patrick from 2 down to 1 down, which, as we know, opens up a world of opportunities. And again, if you get that timing at the right place, right time, just get that opportunity, could allow Patrick to have a lot more resources at hand. So, didn't you mention, looks like the 22, he's also now hit pit road after his contact. And I need to try to find where the 1 truck is in relation. I think he might be in that 2nd pack. Yeah, he's over with some of the TW drivers. So right now, Gabe is actually the first truck 1 lap down as they run for my timing and scoring.
You are correct, sir. Now he's 1 down now. Well, so, was 1 down.
But that's a good opportunity, though, for Gabe, because, of course, when you're that first truck 1 down, of course, caution puts you in that lucky dog spot. You get that wave round. Of course, he needs a yellow for that to happen. But the other thing I suspect with Gabe is I was looking at the pit stop time. It was about an 8-second stop, so to me that means that's a fast pair, but also putting fuel in that truck. So he can go a little bit further just in case. Let's say he can go a little bit off sequence, maybe make something happen. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on Gabe here over the course of this run. But right now, though, that 3rd lane just hasn't quite got the steam they're hoping for to try to clear that middle and the inside lanes. Again, that 0-1 here of Patrick Gruber trying to get that push from Seth, again, in order to try to get himself back from 2 down to 1 down, as of course that'll change a good chance of changing a pretty big complexion of his race.
Hey, he's just trying desperately to get that 1 lap back, at least to have a shot. Beating that lucky dog, that was a little bit close. Some of these races still scare me a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah, so no, you're good. So yeah, I'm in the same boat. So right now we've got pretty much 3 solid packs right now, Matt. You've got the lead pack here from 1st to 14th. And then you got the second pack led by Brian Wang right now in that 25 truck. They go from 15th all the way down to 23rd. Then we got a third pack with JD Crow leading it back to the 28th position of Brandon Briggs. And then from there on, everybody's spread out a little bit here and there. We mentioned drivers kind of on the tail end of the lead lap or things like that. So, and unfortunately, say we were just talking about William George being up there with everything that was going on. He has fallen off that lead pack right now, unfortunately, just rolling on his own. So right now sitting at about a half a lap down. So,
I feel like I'm responsible for that. I gave him the curse.
I'll say my cursing abilities may have found their way to you, Matt. I'm not
yes,
sure.
They have.
But
I feel like the past couple of races I have just... I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I know when you go back and watch this broadcast, I really don't mean to put the hex on you. I'm talking good, I swear.
Yeah, so it might be a Green White Checker TV curse even. And it may not matter who says it. It just might be kind of, if it comes from this channel, that might be where it is. So... it's, I mean, all joking aside though, I mean, he was having a great run at the time, and I mean, super speedway racing, things happen so quickly. It's just, you never know, you blink and something's going to change. So, right now though, Matt, they pitted at lap number 16. We're at lap number 34 right now. That pit window should be opening up fairly soon here, because again, these trucks get usually about low 20s on fuel. And the thing I noticed right away here, you see the Gruber brothers, they've kind of fizzled out from that third lane. They dropped down to the second lane behind that number 4. So we'll keep an eye on them. And again, we'll talk about some of our viewers here. We've got Laura Day as well, John Day's wife, also supporting and watching the new guy. So again, really fun to see. So yeah, I really appreciate you all again being here supporting us. And like I said, if you're just kind of watching, lurking, if you will, feel free to chat, and if you have any questions, or if you want to kind of give any insider info or insights that maybe we're not aware of, us that we always love. I try to keep an eye on the chat as much as I can. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to have you all here and chatting with us. So yeah, thank you so much for supporting us and everything. As you see, the 071, he actually jumps to the top here. I'm not sure if this is maybe him having, I think this might be Eric Laurie, just maybe fuel mileage. I think he's having to find a way. He just had to get to the back, I think, Matt. So he knew he was going to have to pit this time, and just at this point, it's like, hey, I got to drop back.
Well, the Grubers are making that third lane work. Oh, it's so close between the 4 and the 02. Almost made contact.
Yeah, that was inches apart there between that 4 and the 02. But you're right, they do hold on to it.
Kyle, guess what? Newsflash. Guess who found the third lane?
Oh yeah, that's right. 37, Keith Horner. He's going to jump the pot. Yeah, so if there's some of that, if their third lane is there, Keith Horner's going to be one to take it. So, but right now though, they weren't able to clear that second lane. So again, what this has done is it's really kind of split up this lead pack a little bit. But again, I think we're going to see some drivers duck off here very shortly. But so far, no takers there. I thought we'd see some possibly that time around, but they're going to go a little further yet in this one. But I'm going to be watching lap times this time around, Matt, because I feel like there's a lot of shakeup in that lead pack here. So I'm looking at the lap times, and actually, as I say, that Sebastian Marin only ran 0.02 of a second slower than that previous lap. It was a 51.62, this time a 51.64. And then looking at Bud Steele, that next group leading that second pack was a 51.76, so only a 1/10 of a second off. As a little bit of motion there, almost got into the 07 there of Robert DuPont. I think in that middle lane almost got into Robert's door, but Robert's able to avoid that contact and hang into things. But yeah, these guys are getting a little, once again, getting a little dicey and squeezing each other just that little bit more than you feel comfortable.
I'm really nervous between the 4 and the 02 right now. I'm kind of trying not to bite my fingernails.
Yeah, no, and yeah, and there's times where you definitely feel much more comfortable, safer in the booth. So. Right now, the lead pack, though, they've gotten comfortable here. You've got Sebastian Marin leading, Gary Spinski, Alcina. I think Gary and Al here, I think they're just kind of waiting, biding their time, because they want to spoil this playoff party. They're not concerned about the championship hunt. They want to win this race between themselves. I believe Gary and Al, I want to say, are teammates, if I'm not mistaken, also on the regulators group as well. So would not be surprised to see those two hooked together once they get the opportunity. Then you got Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Brooks there. You got Michael Spell as well. So say on the team side of things, you got the 78 and the 900. You've got the 51 and the 88. And of course, the Groover brothers will say, different laps.
No, please,
there's
no.
The contact. Yep, they are around. That's going to bring out that yellow. And I said, I saw some motion going around. I went to go look at it, and yeah, as soon as I did, there was the contact. And unfortunately, it includes the 071 this time around of Eric Laurie's. Close call between the 59 trying to get himself looped around of Jay Hilliard. Almost some contact there, but yeah, Eric Laurie got a pretty solid piece of that, looked like, as well. So that is the caution, I believe, that Gabe Butler was looking for. I believe he's still the first truck one down, so this should be a huge break for him. Of course, also a big break for those that were trapped a lap or more down. However, I don't believe that's going to work out for that plan for the Groovers to try to get those the 2-2-1. But let's go back here before we get to our pit stops. Take a look to see what happened there, because yeah, I mean, there was a lot of motion going on there. It looked like. And I think it kicked off once again, unfortunately, around the 01 and the 02 trucks.
That would be the 59 there, Mr. Gallo.
All right, so we'll focus on Jay Hilliard here so we can get a good view of it here. So you see him coming through. I believe this is off of 2. So,
correct.
So we'll speed things up a little bit. That way you guys aren't stuck watching more than we're looking for here. Because I think you can see here, I think everybody was getting antsy trying to get to the bottom. And then right here, you see the 59, you see the 4, and we'll see. Oh yeah, I think just misjudged the trying to get in line there, and unfortunately caught the right rear of the 4, and then just the momentum loss. Unfortunately, there's the 02, the 01, and then from there everybody's just kind of trying to react there. So you see the 59, he gets a little bit of air there, and this is where Eric Laurie gets a little piece of it. And actually, it may not be as bad for Eric as I thought it was. There's the 048 as well of Andrew Schroeder. So yeah, I think as a whole here, Eric's going to get by. Oh wait, I think this is maybe where the damage is. Yeah, that's where the second. I saw him make some pretty decent contact. That was right there at the absolute very end. So we'll jump back live here though, Matt. Say right now it looks like it's going to be Gary Slapinski winning that race off of pit road. We mentioned Lucky Dog battle. Gabe Butler, he's going to get that wave around. He gets back onto the lead lap. That's a big opportunity for that one truck. Unfortunately, it sounds like that's evening over for the 22 of Aaron Weisner. Yeah, definitely a bummer to have you retire there early, Aaron, but definitely looking forward to having you on track here more often over the rest of the season. So just a tough break, but yeah, definitely keep after it, man. We look forward to seeing you again here soon. So I believe that's going to leave one truck a lap down, if I'm not mistaken, Matt. And that's going to be Dean Wilkinson in that 55 machine, who is getting service done to his, actually lengthy service done to his truck here. He's been in the pits now for looks like about a minute 40. So maybe some damage that we weren't aware of. But yeah, that thing's been on pit road for a fair bit here, Matt. So we'll jump back up top, though, to Gary Slapinski, our race leader. So a little bit of change up in the front order here. You got Robert DuPont. He was able to come out in second position. He's going to restart on the outside line. Then you got Al Cena in third. So we'll get those teammates lined up on the inside row. Sebastian Marin fourth. Then you got Jim Brooks, David Overstreet going to be our top 6. And the remainder of our top 10, you got Bob Fitzgerald, Andrew Schroeder there in the 048. Then you got Donald Stewart in the 97, and Bud Steele going to round out our top 10. And we mentioned Gabe Butler got that wave round. I believe just got service done to his truck. He's going to roll back out onto track here. So we're going to get the one to go here. We'll see if anybody's going to take the top off strategy. Maybe put a little more fuel in here, because we're going to restart with 34 laps to go.
Who was the Lucky Dog recipient, Mr. Gallo?
That would be the number 1 of Gabe Butler, who is looks like gonna catch up to the field here. We'll see if he comes out of 4, if he's gonna hop back in pit road, take a little splash of fuel. I think it's going to be worthwhile because you're going to be at the end of the longest line anyway. Why not just go ahead and get that little extra fuel, especially when you had to hustle around like he did there. So what this does here, though, Matt, is we're going to restart this thing with 34 to go. We have crossed the halfway point in this race. Again, we talked about the fuel mileage these trucks getting kind of in the low 20s or so. So I'm kind of thinking that this could be one of those opportunities where you can kind of go off sequence, if you will. Maybe pit a little bit early. Oh, I'm sorry. No, actually, it'll be one stop to the end now that I'm thinking about it. So what they can do, though, is they could pit at, let's say, 20 to go. So maybe run a 15-lap run and then jump in somewhere in that range. Or do they maybe try to run it as far as they can and then take that minimum amount of fuel? So there's some opportunities for some strategies. Kind of gives, probably about with a 20-lap run here.
Yeah.
It gives them probably about 5 to 8 maybe a lap window of when you can pit to when you absolutely have to pit. So should we stay green, we might see some team strategies here on this last run.
Yeah, I'll say about lap 57. Did you say they go about 21, 22 in these trucks there?
Correct.
Okay.
So yeah, so they can go to probably about 62, 63. But yeah, I think to me, I would say probably around like lap number 56 to 60 would be kind of probably about the earliest you want to hit pit road. But yeah, Dean Wilkinson, very lengthy pit stop now. It's actually 4 minutes overall in pit road. That truck looks all right to me, so I'm a little confused by this. And I'm a concern now too, is he's just getting onto the track here once again. And the pace car and the leader here are through 3 and 4 now. The one chance he has is the fact that we're at Talladega, that the start-finish line a little bit further down the tri-oval here, so might give him an opportunity to catch these guys. But we'll wait and see. I'll keep an eye on Dean and see if he's able to tag onto them. But this is the last thing that Dean is looking for because he needed to stay up in touch with these guys. So up front, though, it's going to be Gary Slapinski and Al Cena. They're going to lead this field back to green. As it looks like they're going to wait for that green flag to fly. Dean Wilkinson has come out of turn number 4 with a big head of steam here. We probably see him pop out in the background as we get back to green right now. As green flag is out, I say they start to build speed. There's that 55 just kind of creeping into the frame there. And I think he might just tag out to the back. We'll actually hop on board here with Dean. We'll watch and we'll listen. And I think he's just going to make it here, Matt. I don't think that was a scheduled or planned move here, but that was going to be tight for Dean Wilkinson. So yeah, I think he should be able to tag onto the back of the one truck. Hopefully, if that truck is also running fine without any damage or anything affecting his top end. So I'll keep an eye on the 55. But right now, though, we've got 2x2 up front here. Inside line, definitely more established here than the second lane. Right now, you got the 07 leading the outside with Robert DuPont. He's got the 23 of Sebastian Marin pushing him. Then we mentioned we've got the 78, the 900 together on the inside line. Jim Brooks has actually popped into that mix now as well. And then you've got these David Overstreet there in that 46 truck sitting on that 4th truck on the inside line. And then Andrew Schroeder on that's now picking up that third truck on that second lane.
Sadly to say, we have some retirees from the race. Justin Holland, Nolan Cowers, Aaron Weisner, both the Groover brothers, and Joe Delavecchia have all retired from this race. Hopefully, if some of these guys racing the Xfinity Series, hope they can turn it around.
Yeah, that's the thing is you kind of got to put the bad race in your rear view mirror and kind of just then look forward to the next one and just focus forward on that, because there's no point on kind of dwelling on what happened or what could have been, if you will. So right now, though, it's a good push up front here. Sebastian Marin is giving Robert DuPont all he can have for those pushes right now. Trying to get that 07 to the front. I believe the 07 did lead that time around. But I'll say the other thing to mention here, though, is that number 23, Sebastian Marin, right now the only playoff driver in this top 10 right now, Matt. I'll say we have to drop back to, it looks like, about 16th position for our second playoff driver of Eric Laurie.
Todd Siebels, and Robert Rock, they're all running together, 26th and 27th.
Yeah,
other playoff driver.
Gabe is right there as well. Maxwell is just a little bit in front of them as well. So they've all kind of found each other, if you will. So yeah, so a little bit surprised here to see them kind of split up like they are. But we talked about the fuel strategy and the options of when to pit. What we could be seeing here is these guys maybe just trying to save as much fuel as they can. Maybe it puts them in a window where they can take just that little less fuel, and then maybe it makes a big difference on that final pit stop.
Oh yes, like I said to you, my number will be a 57, 58. This is if we try and make it to the end. Just have that little buffer.
Yeah, no, you always want to have a little bit of room for that green-white checker. And so yeah, I agree with you completely there, Matt. The other thing I got to mention is, unfortunately, we were talking about Dean Wilkinson being that 1 lap down. It's actually now 2 down in that 55 truck, so he's actually going to need 2 yellows now to get himself back on the lead lap. So right now he is the only truck 2 or more down. William George is the next one, who's 3 down. So I mean, there's still opportunity for the 55, but he's going to need some luck and some breaks here. But right now things are still staying double file. But I mean, we've seen things pop up.
Oh, we got an accident. We got a big one. You just commentator's curse there.
That's the 00 Brandon Briggs involved. So that's the next question: is if Dean was not involved, he'll be okay. But yeah, caution is back out here. So we'll go back. We'll take a look at it and say, looked like again it was right around. It was obviously involving Brandon Briggs. Not sure if he was kind of the accordion effect or not with it.
That was a very, very bad push.
Oh yeah, just caught him in the right rear, and then just kind of with him trying to those 00 tries to save it, and then gets hooked once again there. But I mean, I'm watching. Brendan actually keeps it off the wall, possibly completely here.
Awesome.
That is some very impressive driving. And so you see, here's the field you're all having to try to react to this instant. You see Dean Wilkinson, he's taking no chances. He locks that truck up completely. But yeah, that
don't happen. Yeah, that don't happen very often.
to spin in front of the field like Brandon did there, keep that truck, I should say, damage free there. That's good. Hats off to that 00. That's an impressive thing to be able to do here. And so what this does is it puts us into a potential strategy call. Once again, as you see, it's going to be Robert DuPont leading the field here to pit road. So it's going to be our 3rd yellow here tonight, but we're going to be restarting just outside of probably about 25 to go. Again, they can't go that far in field. If it was Xfinity, I would say, yeah, these guys need to pit here because it would put them right in the range to make it to the end. Yep. This is going to, at this point, we're likely looking at another green flag pit stop here, but a very quick green flag pit stop.
Yeah, 31 to go. As we were talking about just before that caution. Dean Wilkinson's not going to be 2 down. He's going to be the only car 1 lap down. That is huge for him.
Yeah, this is a big break he needs. Let's say, of course, now he's going to unfortunately need a 2nd yellow. But you can see he's going to go swing right around the field. It looks like everybody's going to hit pit road. So, Matt, we're going to step away for just a second, let these guys get services done, and then we'll get back to things here once we hit that 1 to go. So stay tuned. We got plenty of racing left here. as the lights are off of the pace car and I'm being yelled at by my cat. Let's say you're going to see one change up in the front, and unfortunately, that's going to be the 07 here, Matt. Robert DuPont, I say he is topping off here as well. However, I believe had a speeding penalty, so he had to drop to the end of the longest line. So that's a tough break for Robert, but still lots of racing left to go, so he's got plenty of time to get back into the thick of it here. So once again, though, Matt, we've got only one playoff driver in the top 10, and then you have to go back to about the 13th to 15th of Maxwell Caldwell and Gabe Butler there. And then I say pretty much everybody else on the playoff side topped off on that one to go. So you've got Robert Rock there, you've got Eric Laurie, Todd Siebels. So a lot of mixed strategy right now. Like you mentioned, Dean Wilkinson getting the wave around, getting one of his 2 laps back. So I say he's still going to need one more opportunity to get himself back onto that lead lap to have a chance at this one.
Yep, just like I said, Dean, you can keep doing what you're doing there, brother. Stay in the back, stay out of trouble. Hopefully, attrition will will fall its way. But I don't want to see any yellows. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's
be the cause of the caution.
Yeah, it's a tough balance to be. It's
yeah.
Like you want races to go clean and green, but at the same time when you need the yellow, it's like, well, all right, I guess if you're going to do it, might as well get one here. So what we're going to have here, Matt, though, is we're going to restart with 26 to go. Like I said, we had a handful of drivers top off there, but again, these guys cannot make it to the end on fuel with the current green flag conditions. With enough caution laps, possibly, but I think the next caution we see the whole field hit pit road. So once again, though, we're going to have Sebastian Mayer, Gary Slipinski up front. And then you got Al Cena, Andrew Schroeder, our second row. And then the 40, David Overstreet and BK Anderson in row number 3.
Out of our playoff drivers, there's only 2 drivers eligible for the clean race bonus. That would be Robert Rock and Todd Siebels.
And that could come into play. I mean, we talk about week after week how every point matters, so we'll definitely keep an eye on that after tonight's event. As right now, it's going to be Sebastian Mayer leading the field here, back to green, getting a great push from Alcina. This is where Sebastian's got to be careful, because if he gives that 900 too big of a run on the inside line, that would have allowed Al to jump to the outside and hop in front of that 78 of Gary Slipinski. However, they stay in line, so it's going to allow Sebastian to be kind of a little bit protected, if you will, for the moment. But yeah, if that second truck clears that first truck, it definitely opens you up for attack here. So far, looks like he's in safe position. I say it was tight there once again off of 4, but looks like that 900 staying pretty committed to that 23 here so far, as we're going to have 25 to go.
Yeah, Alson, I think, is the most underrated driver here. Not many people look up to him and say he's a great racer, but in my eyes, what I see week in, week out, he's always at the front.
No, he's a very, very talented plate racer. I mean, we saw him have a couple opportunities for wins and he's had some podiums, so not at all surprised to see Al up there. And saying in this thing, I say you need friends to kind of get you to the very, very end. So right now, I say he's got Gary Slipinski in the race. I believe those, like I said, I believe those two working together. Right now, they just haven't found each other lined up as of yet. But I'm seeing that 900. He's kind of thinking about it. It looks like he's going to peak here. And we might see him pop up here on the backstretch. Nope, he's still the 70. It's still too close. So they're going to stay 2 by 2 some more.
I just want to shout out to Andrew Schroeder running up there in the top 5, having a great run here this afternoon.
Yeah, another relatively new name, new face to the league, having a pretty solid run. I don't think we've talked really about Donald Stewart too much yet. So it looks like the 97 truck's still working on his paint booth, I think, say with the new updates to the F-150s, Tundras, and Silverados. I say it's put a lot of painters very busy. So I think that 97 truck just hasn't got to the paint booth quite as of yet. Right now, that 97 holding just outside the top 10 as they run. But I say obviously still plenty of racing to go as these guys still staying 2 by 2 here. And yeah, so right now things still pretty calm here up front. Like I said, I haven't seen that third lane too often. We've had a few incidents here and there, but as a whole, let's say these guys are staying pretty calm here. I think these guys just waiting till that final pit stop. I think that's when we'll start to see things unfold. You see right there, strategy call. And in my opinion, there, 51 Jim Brooks sliding in front of the 6 of Bud Steele. say get those teammates together and get them on the inside lane. That way they have the option of pitting as soon as they are ready to do so.
Oh yeah, another great run from. Well, he's not really a new face, but new to the front. I really never see this cat up front. David Overstreet, great run for him. I like to see him have a great solid finish.
Yeah, say David's one that has the Fun King of the Hill paint scheme on that truck. So, say he's got the Strickland Pro paint on the back of it, and so it's a really good looking scheme too. So, he's done a good job with that one. Like I said, I just love seeing the originality, and saying it's hard to go wrong too. You see Jason Adams on the outside line at 24, saying there's not much more than the bright DuPont's colors on that machine. I say the only one that maybe might be a little bit more associated with that car would be the Rainbow Warrior paint scheme. But I say that flame paint job, that was definitely one that had a lot of success as well.
Oh yeah. Look who's quietly, I mean really quietly, making some way up in front. BK Anderson. We haven't talked much about him tonight.
No, I haven't talked about BK too much. I'll say other than the BK update when we're talking with his mom on YouTube a little bit as well. So, but yeah, right now BK actually leading that second line with the 24 behind him, and now sitting about 7th or so position here. As I say that, here's the 24 going to either jump to the top to try to pass, or didn't want to be the one to be the pusher, which is going to drop these guys even a little further back. Because I say once again, once you get a little bit disorganized, it's really going to back the field up here. As you see, the 24 going to pick up the 88 of Michael Spell, however. So I think the question is going to be where Donald Stewart goes might be BK's best chance. However, I think if we see the opening, we might see these trucks start to drop to the inside as soon as they get the opportunity to. But right now, they've kind of singled up a little bit here. Matt is saying we're going to be coming around here. It's going to be 20 to go next time by. Again, I think we're getting a few more laps for these drivers to feel comfortable about their fuel mileage. So I don't suspect we'll see any takers now unless we get some big risk takers. So I expect probably in the next about 3 to 4 laps, though, I think then we start to see the first group of drivers hit pit road.
Yeah, I was watching BK just fall back like a rock, and finally he found a friend of Donald Stewart. Just at least give him a help of getting pushed back up toward the front. But looks like everybody's going single file, Gael.
Yeah, I think everybody's starting to get ready, and I think it's one of those the kind of a monkey see, monkey do, where as soon Michael Spell just kissing the wall off of 2 there. But I think what you're going to see is these guys, as soon as that first set of drivers hits pit road, a lot of these guys are going to want to react and come in that next time. So I think that's why a lot of these guys are staying aggressive and want to be. They want to use that yellow line to their advantage and not have to worry about being trapped on that second lane. So that being said, though, yeah, that 97 Donald Stewart, BK Anderson, they found themselves there. Here it comes. Here's the first attempt there. It's going to be some of those guys at the very front. Gary Slipinski, Sebastian Merritt. A little bit overshot on the pit stall. Gabe Butler as well getting to the back of Maxwell Caldwell, who also overshot. And so we're going to have some pit penalties there, Matt. So we'll see. I'll say the question also is those that made it onto pit road. We'll see if there's any speeding penalties, but definitely kind of a tough run of pit stops there for a handful of these guys. So this could be a good opportunity for the second pack here. Usually we see that first run, the first drivers hit pit road kind of have a bit of an advantage, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from this 32 and the 97. They are just shoving each other down the backstretch right now, just making great time. And you saw how tight that 46 was on them as well. So this is their opportunity to try to capitalize on some of those small mistakes up front.
I don't know if you saw it or not, but what an amazing save by Al Senna there. He was almost on the verge of looping it on the tri-oval. Just an outstanding save by him. Great car control.
David Overstreet. Yeah, David Overstreet with a big save there as well. Get down the pit road. So that's now cycling the lead over to TJ Allen and Jay Hilliard pushing. And you got Jim Brooks, Bud Steele. So they're going for the long haul here. Those drivers that pitted on the last time around, they got 4 together here. They got Sebastian Marin, Gary Slipinski, Brian Wing, and Keith Horner. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing the 900 of Alcina in this
He is on pit road.
Okay, so he came in the second time around.
Yes, sir.
And then penalties, unfortunately, Gabe Butler, Maxwell Caldwell both had the 40-second holds. And so now, yeah, that's going to be the next question to see. And there are those trucks that just came off of pit road. Say David Overstreet was the first of them that came on. The question is, can he hang on to these guys as he builds his speed back up? Because they are tight on one another here, those top 4. and they've got a lot of momentum. They're drafting very well together there from Sebastian Marin through to Keith Horner. So now again, I'll say, well, I'm going to watch your lap times because right now we still got these front trucks here who have yet to pit. Dooney mentioned Bud Steele, Jim Brooks, Michael Spell, Jason Adams had just hit pit road. And so yeah, so I'm going to be watching lap times though, because right now I'm kind of getting the feeling that this first pack here is probably not running quite as quick as Sebastian Marin and company. So I think, oh, actually, as I said, we got contact. We're going to have a caution here. It was Jay Hilliard getting hooked in the right rear there, and that's going to bring out the yellow. So unfortunately for the 59 truck, definitely got a pretty good shot there. And yeah, so that's going to put us under yellow during our pit stop cycle. And yeah, so unfortunately, we'll see how that's going to shake things out. I say Jay's going to try to grab a gear and get rolling once again here, but definitely a tough break for him. That truck's got some pretty significant damage there, though. So let me go back. We'll take a look once again. But it looked like it was, I mean, it was towards the front. So obviously, these guys had yet to pit.
Mm-hmm. It looked like a little bit of net coat there between the 59 and 75. But the 59 did come up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was a connectivity issue between those two trucks.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Jay Hilliard popped up a little bit. You're right. They're not. I mean, obviously, it's hard to see when you have to look at it as quick as you do. But this is going to be interesting, though, Matt, because again, this happens right in the middle of the green flag pit stop window. So we're going to have to figure out to see who is where, laps down wise, things like that. Because again, we're talking about Dean Wilkinson, I believe, is the first truck one down, if I'm looking at my timing and scoring correctly.
You are correct once again.
This would put Dean, this is the break he needed. He's going to get back on the lead lap. But the thing is, too, this could still be a break for some of those other drivers, depending on where they are on track here in relation to one another. But what I'm also watching is this pack a little bit further back. They're way off the field here. You see Sebastian Marin, they're just now coming out of turn number 4. The leader's already on pit road. There's a chance if they can get quick enough pit stops, these guys could actually cycle out in front of Sebastian Marin. But what I was going to mention, though, is I believe...
I think Alcena might come out with the lead here.
The other thing, though, is I'm trying to see where Gabe Butler is in relation to these guys. He's ahead of the field here. So he had made his final green flag. Oh, actually, as I said, here comes the 23 around him.
Okay.
It just depends on where Gabe was in relation to the leaders, because I'm watching him. I'm watching the 5 of JD Crow. If they restarted, if they were able to be in front of the leader of Sebastian Marin at the time of the yellow, they'll get the wave around here and they will be scored as our race leaders. But it looks like everybody's still trying to get situated here. As I say, now Sebastian Marin's dropped to the inside. Jim Brooks is working his way up, trying to figure out where he needs to put that 51 truck. So it's looks like it's all kind of trying to get organized right now. But the one thing we do know, though, is Dean Wilkinson is indeed back on the lead lap in that 55. I think the question mark is going to be who is a lap down or not, which it looks like. I think at the time of the caution, looks like you mentioned, I think Jim Brooks, Bud Steele are going to cycle out as our race leaders. When that caution came out, they were ahead of the field. So unfortunately for JD Crow, Gabe Butler, this is going to trap them a lap down here. I think they had it figured where they can maybe get the wave around there, but unfortunately it's not quite going to pan out for them. So we're going to have 4 drivers, including 2 playoff drivers, trapped a lap down. So we're going to have JD Crow one down in that number 5, the one of Gabe Butler, the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell, are all going to be a lap down. I believe Jay Hilliard the other, but I believe he's still sitting on pit road. So it might actually be a 3 truck battle for that lucky dog position. But we do know those. We're going to have 24 trucks on the lead lap now, with Dean Wilkinson getting his lap back.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for everybody to cross the line. I'm just a little bit confused at the moment of time and scoring here.
Yeah, cautions during the middle of green flag pit stops are always, they always throw a big wrench into things. So what this does do as well, though, is it really allows these trucks to kind of go into absolute full fuel save as well. Save every drop of fuel under this caution, just in case you get that potential, that green-white checkered. So I think we'll see these guys just probably clutching at saving fuel. For someone like Dean Wilkinson, though, I'm not sure if he did or not. Yeah, it looks like he hit about a 15-second pit stop. So I'm thinking he just took tires, filled that thing to the brim. There's going to be no fuel concerns for that number 55 machine. He can go as long as he needs to. It looks like just for good measure, he's going to take that little bit of a splash as well. Just put a little bit more in the 55.
Okay, everything's cycled out now. Now I can see everything now. Wow. Jim Brooks up in the lead. Bud Steele second. Michael Spell moves up into third. Jason Adams up in the fourth. And Sebastian Mariner, your top five there. It's that pit stop there put that top four up toward the lead there, Gael. What a huge break for those guys.
Yeah, it's just the luck of the draw when you get those yellows. And so obviously we have no idea if they would have been able to cycle up with Sebastian and those guys or not. But like I said, what it does do, though, is it traps J.D. Crowe, Gabe Butler, and Maxwell Caldwell now one down. And I know for a fact that Gabe and Maxwell had that speeding penalty, or unsafe pit entry, the 40-second stop and hold. Not sure about J.D. However, he is also trapped one down. So that's going to be the battle here. And I mean, it's an important battle too, because again, if we get a caution, Matt, that's going to be two of our playoff contenders right now are a lap down. So if Gabe gets it or if Maxwell gets it, that could put one of them into the thick of things to have a chance at the end of this race. So there's still a lot to play for here as we're going to restart this thing with 13 to go. But like you said, you got teammates now in the top four positions, it looks like, as I believe Jason Adams has kind of teamed up with the Roswell team with Michael Spell, Bud Steele, and Jim Brooks. So you're going to have the top four working together, and then you look back and you have those guys that all pitted together. So it kind of makes you think they're probably going to work together here with Sebastian Marin, Keith Horner, Brian Wing, Alcina. I suspect we'll see all those guys together here as well.
Yeah, it's going to be huge on them four up together. Hopefully they can keep them Sebastian Marin and company behind him. Because you know how Sebastian Marin is a very aggressive driver. A very, very talented driver. We'll see how things shake out once we go to green here.
Yeah, as you can see, pace car is off. We're waiting for the field to come into frame here. And again, Jim Brooks, he's got control. He can go as early or as late as he wants to. I say once that green flag flies, then he has no choice but to go. And it looks like he is going to keep the field bunched up here, which is usually the best approach for these restrictor plate races. The green flag's out, and we are back down and away. 13 to go. And we'll see. Say obviously Talladega, we're going to see a third lane. The question is, how soon are we going to see it? As the field starts to pick up through the gears here as they head back into turn number one.
Well, since St. Patty's Day, it's nice to see a green truck up front.
Yeah, so we got a couple green trucks up front, and so you got the 51 and the 6 there. You see Todd Steebles, he's rolling off the back. He doesn't think we're quite done yet, as Gabe Butler's moving all over the place, trying to find. He's got to stay aggressive here. He can't just rest on his laurels because it could trap him from getting that lucky dog position. Right now, he is ahead of Maxwell Caldwell, but right now they're kind of guessing which lane's going to be the one to go. As you see, Maxwell's working the low side, Gabe on the outside. So again, this is going to be the race within the race here. It's actually J.D. Crowe's having to hit pit road here. So that's going to take him out of contention. Now it's going to be both of our playoff contenders now going for that lucky dog battle. As right now, Jim's going to continue to lead up front here in that 51.
So the best way to keep Sebastian Marin is to keep down the teams to run side by side. You do not want to get Sebastian Marin to run up high. Well, as a matter of fact, as soon as I just said it, Sebastian Marin just found his way up to the top.
And that's the thing, is it's just one of those things. If you give too much room, but you see right here, Michael Spell, he doesn't want to let him have it. He's going to try to work the third lane, but when in doing so, that's now allowed Brian Wang to jump to the middle, and that's going to give him a big. I said that's a potent combo here. So these two, we know how well they work together. And then we got the third lane. You got Bud Steele leading Gary Sapinski and Alcina. So it took about a lap for that third lane to get going here. As right now these guys are going to go 3x3 here for the front.
Yeah, I kind of don't blame Bud Steele for making that third lane in effect there. You don't want to, for a guy that wins all the time. There's nothing on Jim. It's just you want to get that win so bad, just to get that monkey off your back. It's just a good feeling just to get a win here against this tough competition. Yeah, it's very tough.
Yeah, it's definitely a very stacked field here. So, we got the 048 there stuck up against the wall, entering turns 3 and 4 of Andrew Schroeder. Looks like he's able to get off, but we got some accordion effect behind him. I think it was John Day. That was unfortunately the truck that was right behind him, but looks like we will stay green. However, Dean Wilkinson here, he is a fair bit off the back of these guys, Todd Siebels as well, so this is a bit of a risk for them. That Lucky Dog battle right now, Maxwell Caldwell actually the one leading that Lucky Dog battle right now ahead of Gabe Butler. You see Maxwell, he's right in the thick of this hunt though. He's in that middle lane 3x3. Gabe Butler just a little bit off the back in that one truck. But right now, these guys continue to stay 3 wide here, 51 to 88. On the inside line, 23, 25 in the middle, and they got 6 and 78 running that third lane.
Yeah. Mad respect for JD Crow.
Yeah, unfortunately, JD's night just not going to plan for him. I say he's dropping now a couple laps down, unfortunately, with that pit penalty that he had to serve. But like I said, yeah, dropped to the apron, make sure he didn't cause any outcome change of this race. But honestly, might be for the best because we
big wobble by the 51 and 88. It had me nervous.
Yeah, so these guys are trying to push. I say we're at 9 to go here now, man. We've got to single digits, but yeah, these guys are pushing like we're at 2 to 3 to go. So say, and the thing again, these guys they're pushing for all they're worth, but they gotta watch their water, their oil temperatures, because say the harder they push, the tighter they're running with each other. It's just gonna get that much hotter. But right now you see Sebastian Marin, you see Maxwell, he's peeking off the 51 there, trying to cool that truck off a little bit, but that allowed Sebastian Marin to get a big run off of off the back stretch. Yep. And he and Brian Wing able to clear that 51. So now that's going to allow the 24 here of Jason Adams, puts him in a good spot as he's got great pushing help from that 97 of Donald Stewart. Oh, a little bit of close contact there.
Hang on to it, boys. Nice job, boys. There we go.
That was almost a mess there, and look at Donald Stewart. He tried to go to the outside line, but now Bud Steele's going to put him in the fourth lane. And these guys are just jumping everywhere. Now Jim's going to try to lead that second groove as he's got help from that 24. So yeah, these guys are going for everything right now. They're making big moves early and often as we're down to 8 to go.
As laps wind down, as I keep saying time and time again, tension starts to build. The more risks you take, but that was a close call between them two trucks there. What a save.
Now, so again, continue to watch the battle for the Lucky Dog. It's actually now Gabe Butler who's just ahead of Maxwell Caldwell. But we're going to stay focused here up front here, watching off the back of Sebastian Marin's truck. You see Jim Brooks and Jason Adams. They've hooked up together on that second lane. The third lane's not done yet, though. It's trying to see who's the leader of
my buddy Keith Horner.
Oh, yeah. If there's a third lane, Keith Horner's going to take it. Yeah, he's taking that Jameson truck to the top. I say he's got help from, I believe that is that TJ Allen behind him? Yeah, I think that's TJ Allen on the outside with him.
Yep. And Gabe Butler.
Yeah, and then Gabe, and that's how Gabe's ahead of Maxwell right now. He's working that third lane. So these guys are basically just kind of taking all the risks. So say I never like to be in that third lane towards the closing end of this race, unless it's like 1 or 2 to go, because if there's a wreck, they're all going to wind up at the top of the track. So I would be playing it a little more cautiously than these guys are. But right now, though, I mean, we're at 7 to go, coming to 6 to go, and we have seen these guys race pretty well together and run 3x3 for a long time. So right now, Sebastian and Brian Wing doing just enough to hang on to that top spot here.
Yeah, I'm watching. What is that? TJ Allen, you said there, Gael? And Keith Horner up top. I'm watching them closely. Because they're about to get a big, huge run down the backstretch here.
Yeah, it's just about getting that momentum. Usually we see the momentum shifts to the outside lanes off of 2 and off of 4. Of course, in the short distance, it's kind of the winner through the turns. But yeah, right now these guys are fighting pretty hard here. So again, you're going to see a lot more side to side as these guys, again, try to pinch each other a little bit. Everybody's getting a little more tense as we get to the closing laps here, because we're going to be at 5 to go this next time around. Do need to mention, unfortunately, Todd Siebels, Dean Wilkinson, Randy Miner, and Andrew Schroeder, they have lost that lead pack. The question is it going to be a brilliant move, or is this going to hurt them? Just I would say they didn't lose the draft intention, it's just that big stack up that cost them the draft. We'll see if it winds up benefiting them or hurting them, as again, a lot of shifting up and down there on the sides. As right now, these guys just doing all they can to try to keep that track position.
Yeah, with 5 to go here, here comes another huge run.
Yeah, and at this point, it's just you got to stay well organized and try to keep that side-to-side motion to a minimum. That's really where they start to lose that speed and the momentum. As soon as you start moving left and right, say you lose that lock really on that truck behind you. And that's where those other trucks start to gain and lose momentum. We saw when Michael Spell, when he had to move off of Jim to cool that truck down, that's what allowed Sebastian and Brian to get by. So here comes a big move on the outside. That's 37 here of Keith Horner. He's trying to clear the 51 as we're going to come around here, 4 to go. And saying these guys continue to race tooth and nail for these final couple of laps.
It's got me off my seat a little bit. I just kind of moved up a little closer toward my monitor here.
Yeah, I'm kind of creeping up myself here watching these guys. So, yeah, so we've got 4 to go here, though, as we head down the backstretch once again. So the one opportunity here for, I'm watching Michael Spell in the 88. If he can push those two, the 23 and 25, far enough ahead of the 51, that could be Michael's opportunity here to try to hop to the outside line in front of Jim Brooks and see if he can make something happen. But right now, the 24 and the 37 are tight off of turn 3 and 4. But they stay off each other here as we continue to run. Oh, God,
save it, no. Oh, boy, God, boy, nope.
There's still
got it.
Gabe somehow,
nice,
oh my
boys.
goodness. But that completely
nice.
costs all the money. Look at the inside line. Now, this is where Michael Spell, now he can do something with this, Matt. He can wait for that second lane to form back up. Actually, he's not even going to wait here. He's going to get going now. He's going to pick up the 46. Yep. He's going to have David Overstreet with him here. He's going to have BK Anderson with him. This is a great time to move for that 88 truck, and they are well organized now. Now, Jim's going to try to hop to that third lane.
Wow, that was close between the 24 and the 07 Robert DuPont there.
I say Michael had just a nose ahead there in 3 and 4. I say, but again, they just aren't able to stay quite as organized as Brian and Sebastian. Here's Eric Laurie's come out of nowhere, Matt. Now, Eric Laurie, one of our playoff contenders, he's up into that third position, that 071 truck. As we're going to come around here, we're going to be at 2 to go. Look at Gabe Butler, Maxwell Caldwell. They've gotten themselves to the inside line.
Wow.
Again, this is the lucky dog battle here. So if there's a late yellow and they can stay out of it, this could be an opportunity for one of them to get a lap back and have a chance at the end here.
I am just surprised here how that was a nice move by Michael Spell.
Yeah, I mean, he did exactly what he had to do.
Look at Alcina trying to make that third lane work. There was Gary there on the outside.
Yeah, and I said if there's 2 to work together, that 900 and the 97 are perfect combos for that. As right now that inside line once again is fizzling out. Here comes Eric Laurie. He's going to try to take advantage of this. He's going to poke on out. The question is, can he get the help he needs as he's going to get Michael Spell now to his back bumper. I say Michael's going to have a cool truck here. I say he hasn't been pushing. So
Gary is pushing the heck out of Alcina there. Yeah, look at Michael Spell. He's going to the third lane right in front of Al.
Yeah, he's going to try to get the push from that 900. So we are on 1 to go. So at this point, whoever gets to the flag first will be our winner. As right now, it's still, again, Avenge looks to be the inside line with that 23 and the 25. But I said we got to watch Eric Laurie in that middle lane, and instead Michael Spell trying to lead that outside lane with Alcina pushing him. And right now, Eric Laurie starting to gain a little bit, but it's looking pretty good for Sebastian Marin so far as we go into 3 and 4 for the final time.
Wow, look at Al. He is pushing Michael Spell. I mean, he's going to have a huge run as soon as we come out of the front stretch here.
Oh, the momentum is actually shifting. It's going to the 071 of Eric Laurie.
It is going to be close at the line. If he gets right to the door. Look at Michael Spell. Look at that outside line roll.
And it's going to be tight here as they come to the line. It's going to be Sebastian Marin getting the win.
Great.
Eric Laurie's going to finish second.
A little contact at the end, but wow, what a race.
So everybody's wrecking the back. But yeah, that you talk about that big push, though, from Alcina. That looks like it's going to promote Michael Spell up into third over Brian Wang, David Overstreet. Alcina going to be our top 6. But, man, Matt, they were going 3x3 there for I don't know how many laps. But that was an amazing finish. I was saying, I'm sure Gabe and Maxwell were loving it, but at the same time wishing that they were not that 1 lap down, unfortunately, with that pit penalty. What a race, though. But you see, our playoff contenders, though, Sebastian Marin, Eric Laurie finished 1-2. But that's going to allow Sebastian here. He's going to extend that points lead a little bit more after race number 2 here.
Wow, I want to watch that again. Just that last lap.
And we can do that. Let's go back. We'll watch it once again here at speed as you see Sebastian Marin's going to do a big slide through the start-finish line to celebrate here. Let's say we'll go back here. We're going to watch that last lap here once again. We'll watch it at speed, though. Otherwise, you guys will be here all night. So, but the run, though, that Eric Laurie got out of turn number 4, at that point, it looked like it was Eric's to lose. But, I mean, yeah, these guys were going after it. Say Michael's making big moves. He got to that third lane in front of Alcina, split up those guys up top there. And then as you see down the backstretch again, just so much side-to-side motion. They were pushing for all they were worth. And man, but they did a great job to keep it clean and green those final, I think, 15 or so laps.
Wow. What an amazing finish. That had to be the best race of the year so far this season.
That's definitely one of the best. You can see, again, there's all the motion these guys trying to see right there. Those when he gets a great push out of 4, but then just a little bobble there, and I think also Brian Wing gets locked on really tightly to the 23. I mean, look at this, Matt. You've got like 20 trucks here, and you just blink, and that's where they are. So here's how they come across the line right there, and that, I mean, you look at the difference right there between Michael Spell and Brian Wing, but for that third position, I mean, that's inches apart between the two of them. So, and you see right there's Gabe Butler. You got David Overstreet's right there. Alcina, we mentioned Gary Slapinski, BK Anderson's right in that mix as well. So just hats off to all these guys. That was a great race, great finish at the end. So say the best part about this though, Matt, is we get to talk to all these guys involved in it. And so we're going to kick things off with our third place finisher, and that's going to be Michael Spell.
Really?
So I'll say let's double check actually before I jump the gun. Let's actually pull up our timing and scoring, because sometimes you never know. But indeed it is. So yeah, you see there Sebastian Marin by 200ths over Eric Laurie. Michael Spell grabs that third spot by 4 thousandths of a second over Brian Wing. Then you got David Overstreet, Alcina, BK Anderson, Gary Slapinski, TJ Allen, Brendan Briggs are top 10. Then Donald Stewart, Jim Brooks, Bob Fitzgerald, Jason Adams, Keith Horner, Robert DuPont, Robert Rock, and Bud Steele. We'll continue running through the order here. Unfortunately, we talked to those drivers that lost that draft, Matt. Our playoff contenders, Todd Siebels, Dean Wilkinson, 19th and 20th. Then you got Randy Miner, Andrew Schroeder, and same Gabe Butler, Maxwell Caldwell trapped a lap down, 23rd and 24th. Then you got William McKellar, John Day, JD Crow, Jay Hilliard, multiple laps down. As I said, unfortunately, these guys all having rough nights as well. You got Justin Holland there, Seth Groover, Patrick Groover, Aaron Weisner, Joe Delavecchia, and Noel Coers being our 35 drivers tonight.
Only one playoff driver had 0 incident points. That was the 171 of Robert Rock.
So say we'll see if we talk about playoff points and how much they can play an impact on this, but we got to chat with some drivers here, Matt. And
yeah,
we're going to kick it off here with that 88 of Michael Spell. So we're going to.
I'm quite interested in his thought process.
Pull Michael on in here, and man, Michael, you were everywhere tonight, trying to run the inside, the outside, the middle. I mean, you saw momentum, and you would jump up there and try to make the charge there. And say we were commenting earlier, say we got F1 back this weekend. You got the Patrono sponsorship on board there, and I'll say it looked like the Mercedes with the sandbags released there. I mean, you were going for it here tonight.
Yeah, I think I'll keep this paint scheme. I kind of like the results. Yeah, that was a great finish. I was hoping I was going to be able to push Jim to a win there, but I got hot and had to back off and let Sebastian and them up there. But yeah, what a great finish! Yeah, I was moving and shaking at the end, just anywhere I could think of to maybe get a run.
Yeah, you've gotten that monkey off your back, but what was your thought process? Oh man, I can get 2 wins in one season. Oh my goodness gracious! But excellent car control, pretty much the whole race. Everybody was all in tune with each other. What was your thought process when you went up into when you had that run with Alcina up in the top lane?
I mean, obviously I thought, I might be able to win this thing, but it's hard to come from the outside like that and beat him back to the stripe. So I was just hoping at that point for a top, 2 or 3 or something like that. But that was pretty fun. We went to that last restart and all 4 teammates lined up 1, 2, 3, 4. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, say the pit strategy played a big role as well on kind of where everybody restarted and such. But yeah, I mean, and then you guys stayed locked in, you could see there's that one point on the backstretch where you had to kind of duck off of Jim there to be able to get some fresh air into that truck, cool it down. And saying that was the moment where Sebastian and Brian were able to sneak away and kind of get clear and get to that bottom. Otherwise, I mean, and that's the thing is it's that balance of how hard you can push and keep the temps in check. I mean, it's definitely a pretty fine balance to have to get between. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, and Matt and I were talking. I mean, that was a solid, I think, 15-ish lap run, if I'm not mistaken, where you guys were pretty much just 3x3 tooth and nail there at the end. It was wild. It was super exciting for us to watch there at the end. So just great job tonight, Michael. Definitely want to give you the floor here. Any thanks and shots I'd like to give for that third place tonight?
Yeah, I mean, definitely Area 51 and all the admins, and for you guys for the broadcasts, and just everybody in this league. I mean, this is a great bunch of drivers. And it's just always a lot. Well, not always a lot of fun, but usually a lot of fun. But hats off to Brian, man. I mean, I don't know how he pushes as hard as he can for as long as he can, and that thing not blow up. So I mean, hats off to him because he's got it figured out on the temps for sure.
Yeah, so these guys make it look easy from time to time, and yeah, so that just makes it that much harder to beat them. And but when you do, it just makes it that much more rewarding as well. So, like Matt said, I mean, you've been in the thick of it here these last couple of races. Like I said, I think it kind of takes the pressure off once you get that win, and saying you've definitely been showing that you're going to be going after it some more. So, just great job tonight, Michael. Say enjoy this podium, yeah, look forward to catching you again here on track soon, man.
All right, man. See you guys later.
Good job there, buddy. Proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, that sends us over to our second place finisher here, Matt.
This is becoming a habit of Eric Laurie being in here.
Well, yes and
podiums.
No. So this is Eric Laurie with the podium with a truck in one piece. I say he hasn't had the front end off the truck on this time around, but Eric, I mean, out of nowhere, you show up on the inside lane and make a big charge, and then you're right there in the thick of it at the end there, getting to that second lane to get that big push to try to win this thing. I mean, take us through where did you come from? I mean, we were watching the battle, and then I look and it's like, wait, Eric Laurie's right in the thick of this thing, and I mean, you were there at the end, and you had a couple close calls throughout the course of the race to kind of make it tougher for you to be in contention at the end. But I mean, just take us through your race and then the moves you made at the end to get up front to have a chance to win here tonight.
I don't know. I was about 13th place, 12th, somewhere right along there on the bottom line, and something happened on the second lane, and they kind of cleared out from the bottom, so it made I got to run up behind Sebastian and Brian, and was able to stick with them for a little bit, and I had the outside line. They were trying to get around us, and they ended up falling back, so I figured Sebastian said jump to the next line, so I went up there.
Yeah, lap 72, you were 13th place. That is just uncanny. That's just a hell of a run. I mean, just to pick through, buy your time, be patient, and make everything work. I'm getting used to seeing you up front a lot. It's incredible. I have even a hard time just to getting a podium, but congratulations, man. That is just stellar. And for you being a playoff driver, that's huge for you.
Oh, yes, very, very much. It's huge. But just got lucky. Somebody left the doors open, so if you leave the door opens here, you're going to go through them.
Yeah, so you got to take advantage of the opportunities when they show up for sure. But I mean, yeah, just a great job though tonight, Eric. Like I said, and also of course the point side of things. I mean, it definitely was a rough race for a lot of the playoff drivers. So say Sebastian leading coming in tonight, he should stretch his lead a little bit, but this should definitely jump you up the running order. So I'd say I think it could put you in a pretty good spot to capitalize on any mistakes on these final two races. Are you looking at the points at all in the playoffs, or are you just kind of going race by race and just basically just see where it falls after the end of the four? Or, I mean, is there any kind of game plan that you have coming into these final four races?
Well, it's kind of hard to have a game plan, especially some of these tracks, and sometimes you get involved in somebody else's trouble.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah, you're 100% right there, Eric.
And that's the hard part. You got to just hopefully you don't get into somebody else's troubles.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, you were spot on with that. I've been saying you did have a little bit of that tonight as well, but you were able to recover well and get yourself in contention at the end. So I just hats off, Eric. It was a great run for you to get that runner up here tonight, and definitely want to give you an opportunity for any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for that second place tonight.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for what you guys do. It's been a pleasure to sit here and watch the races, in the evening time, before bed now, and see what happened, see what you can do to make anything better. I want to thank Area 51 for what they do too, and all the guys in Team Bunaga. We had a blast tonight.
Yeah, it was a fun one to watch. Hopefully I don't put you to sleep too early on these races after you get to watch them. But yeah, awesome job though tonight, Eric. I say enjoy this one and look forward to seeing you next week, man.
All right, thank you.
All right, that leaves us one driver to finish chatting with and say wouldn't be surprised if he's still probably doing some burnouts up there, and that's that 23 of Sebastian Marin. But man, just a great run for him as well. I say it's one of those things like, I mean, you come to expect it honestly out of Sebastian, but man, I mean, it definitely, once again, I say definitely not a straightforward race. We had a little bit of everything here tonight. The pit stop, it looked like that green flag pit stop, you guys went a little early, but I mean, you guys were locked on to I think it was like 4 of you that came out together, and it looked like you were going to pretty much stretch the field there if it stayed green. You get that caution right in the middle of the pit stop cycle. Cycle out, I think around 5th or 6th, if I'm not mistaken. But then make pretty quick work to get towards the front in that late yellow though. And then it's kind of all bets are off there. I mean, just take us through the race and the strategies to try to get up front and have chances to get yourselves in those positions to win that race at the end. Because I mean, it was looked like tooth and nail there for about 15 laps in that final restart.
Yeah, man, that race had a little bit of everything. Started out front, and that's kind of where I wanted to stay the entire race. And we stayed up there, caught a few yellows. I decided to take tires, I think, on most of the early ones. So I lost a bit of track position, usually on the early yellows. Got myself back up there, and then the last green flag stop, I felt like we were gonna pull away. We were really looking forward to it going green, especially having our teammates who aren't in the playoffs, so they were in it to push me to the win if they had to. So it was a little unfortunate, and when the timing of the yellow kind of meant that we lost a few spots, but it was basically as quick as we could get up top. That was the plan, and get to the front, and we did. Got a few teammates up there. They helped me out, and we managed to get Eric as well up there to get P2. So it was a great race and a great team race.
So I got a question for you there, Sebastian. So I was looking at that last restart. You had about 4 of the Roswell guys up in the top 4. You're sitting there back in there in 5th. So I'm guessing you are trying to encourage the 88 to push the 51, so you can probably sneak your nose right in front of that second lane. Was that your whole entire plan there?
Yeah, that was, to be honest, I thought that was my only hope, because I didn't have many teammates already in the middle that could let me up. So I was really banking on the bottom moving forward or a mistake from the middle. And luckily it happened early enough that I ended up getting out front and ended up getting my teammates up there. So it worked out beautifully in the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, you happened to find Brian Wang, and he gave you a heck of a push down the backstretch to take that lead. I know you were trying to wait until Brian Wang was clear there, but awesome job by you guys. It's just great teamwork.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. At first we were kind of like, hey, let's stay in the middle. Middle seems to be the lane that's kind of working. But when the bottom had a bit of a moment, we decided to go bottom in case the third truck behind us dove under us, and we were like, just stay on the bottom and take control from there. So
you ought to buy Brian Wang some little beer if he's old enough to drink. I don't know how old Brian is.
I don't think he is old enough. So I'll get him.
Is he?
No, I think I'll get him some apple juice or something.
Oh God, Patty's Day, green apple juice.
Absolutely.
So these kids out here, I tell you. But no, I mean, great job, Sebastian. I can actually say they're already quick on the points here. So obviously winning last week, getting the win here tonight as well. Obviously was probably feeling pretty good on the points, knowing how you had your result tonight. So it's going to give you a 20-point cushion now over Eric Laurie in second. Gabe Butler drops to third, 37 back. And that's the thing is, I mean, right now you got 21 points, I should say, to kind of, I wouldn't say play with, but to have in your pocket for these next 2 races over Eric, and then like I said, a 37 and then more from Gabe on back, and say it's tight from third back. I'll say you got 37 back to Gabe. And you go to 40 back for Dean Wilkinson at 6. I mean, 3rd to 6 is still a really tight battle between those drivers. So, do you do anything different in these final 2 races, knowing that you've got a little bit of play wiggle room maybe on the championship side of things, or do you just kind of just stay with what you've been doing, what you do best all season long, and not even worry about, just kind of let the chips fall where they may?
I think that'll depend on the situation at hand. You know, if it gets really hairy at the end of the race and I know I got a chance of, maybe stealing a win, I think I'll stay in it since I know, I got a bit of a cushion. But yeah, I don't want to put myself in a hole, and they're my teammates, so I know they're good enough to be competitive and basically to beat me out. So as long as, one of us get the championship, I'll be happy. But yeah, like you said, I don't think I'll be doing anything different. Just same mentality, stay out front, lead laps, trying to win.
So you've done a pretty good habit of making that happen, man. So yeah, so congrats again, Sebastian. Great job here tonight. It was a lot of fun. So you guys that last restart, Matt and I were not joking. We're kind of sitting up in our seats, kind of creeping forward to the screens because you guys were going after it there. So great job tonight as they get yourself back up front there, get the win here. Look forward to seeing you these next 2 races, see how that championship plays out, man. So good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, man. That was a lot of fun. Thank you.
All right, Matt, that is our race winner in that number 23 of Sebastian Marin. And, man, just wild one here tonight at Talladega. So next week we'll be back at Daytona. And then, of course, the season finale at Talladega, of course, in 2 weeks' time. So right now, Sebastian's got the edge on the drivers around him, but obviously everything can change from one night to the next. So it sounds like he's going to kind of do what he's been doing to get himself there. Which I say that's things you see a lot of places. I mean, so you talk about March Madness, kind of go back to that.
Mm-hmm.
When you start going back to when you start playing or racing not to lose versus playing or racing to win, usually different outcomes happen from that. And I've said that from day one with when I got into sports. It was like, as soon as you see that team make that change, that's when things start to go south. So you do what you did to get there, and that usually gets you the rest of the way. So I think that's definitely the right call for Sebastian here. So it's going to be a lot of fun, though. So, yeah, appreciate you hopping in with me here tonight.
Thank you.
And, yeah, I'll say save the celebrations for maybe tomorrow night. Wait for that weekend. And, yeah, looking forward to it, man.
So this may be my last broadcast with you on Thursday night. So because I think next week we are going Indy racing back on Thursday nights over in ESRA. So we'll see. Maybe next week. Maybe my next week will be my last racing week. But we'll find out here soon enough.
Whatever it is, it's been a pleasure doing these with you on Thursdays. So I definitely look forward to still catching on Sunday nights.
Likewise.
Definitely thank you all so much for watching, supporting us here on Green White Checkered TV. Love watching and keeping up in the chats with you all. It's a lot of fun to watch and be a part of it as well. So hope you enjoyed it. However, as always, happy Friday Eve, happy St. Patrick's Day. And until next time, hope you all enjoyed it. We will see you back on Sunday night for the Superspeedway Xfinity Series here as well at Talladega. Until then, though, have a good night. Take care, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Good night, everybody.